Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. In this WWE and all things wrestling video we are going to look at: The Fiend creates the Fiend, Big E narrowly escapes death, Brock Lesnar racist, big surprises and returns planned for Raw after WrestleMania 38, and more. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you are the first to know when we upload a new video. Big E narrowly escapes death. Big E has received a heartfelt message from a current female star after he narrowly escaped death following his SmackDown injury. Big E suffered a harrowing injury on SmackDown a while ago. A botched belly-to-belly suplex from Ridge Holland at ringside ended up giving him a broken neck. The New Day member later revealed that he was doing fine, and wishes poured in for him from all corners of the wrestling world. He recently shared a frightening tweet, revealing that he narrowly escaped a stroke, paralysis, or death. His tweet received tons of responses from concerned fans who were thankful that he evaded a horrible tragedy. WWE 24/7 champion Dana Brooke responded to his tweet as well and sent him a heartfelt message. "So happy you are recovering well. Life is so precious. We miss your positive attitude and sense of humor. You'll be stronger than ever in time, my brother," wrote Brooke in her tweet. Pro wrestling is a business where wrestlers continuously risk their health and well-being for the entertainment of fans. This is what makes them so lovable and endearing. Big E has also formed a long string of friendships and relationships over the years and is beloved by his fans and peers alike. After his neck injury was confirmed, fans, WWE superstars, and wrestlers affiliated with other promotions sent wishes to him on Twitter. The former WWE champion was overwhelmed with the love and support that he received following his injury and had the following to say in response: "I used to endure difficult things in my life and I felt very alone. But I feel so immeasurably loved and supported. I was not prepared for the sheer volume of DMs, calls, texts, visits, etc. I'll never be able to adequately thank you all." There's no concrete update on how long Big E will be out of action. It has been reported that WWE had plans for him to compete in a 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania 38 before he was injured. The plan was to have the New Day wrestle Ridge Holland, Sheamus, and Butch at the shows of shows. Big surprises and returns planned for Raw after WrestleMania 38. WrestleMania 38 is merely 10 days away and the card for WWE's biggest show of the year is almost set. While fans are excited about the two-nighter show of shows that will feature multiple top bouts, there is also anticipation about the episode of Monday Night Raw that will follow the premium live event. According to Cage Side Seats, there have been talks to book the Raw after WrestleMania 38 in a similar way as in past years, with some big surprises and returns being planned for the show. However, no names have been confirmed yet. There's talk that the Raw after WrestleMania will be booked like it has in years past, with big surprises and returns on the show, wrote Cage Side Seats. In what has been the talk of the town for the last month or so, former AEW EVP Cody Rhodes has reportedly signed with WWE and is rumored to face Seth Rollins at the grandest stage of them all in less than 2 weeks. While the American Nightmare hasn't been seen on WWE television yet, there have been many hints and teases. Dave Meltzer recently reported on the Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE is holding back on Rhodes' return, and he might just return on the day of the show, similar to the massive return of the Hardy Boys 5 years ago. "Every impression I have is that he's doing the Hardys thing where you show up on the day of the show," said Meltzer. "I mean, he could show up tomorrow. We got 2 Raws left, like the Hardys when they showed up on the day of the show at WrestleMania. I know that it's been talked about." Adding to this, Fightful Select has reported that Cody Rhodes is set to be regularly featured on the Red brand and will be making an appearance on the Raw after WrestleMania 38. There are also several major names currently on the injured list like Bayley and Asuka, who are rumored to make their return soon and might show up. Comment down and let us know your thoughts and predictions on which major returns and surprises could happen on the night after WWE's biggest show of this year. Hit Row released after huge promise from Vince McMahon. Hit Row member AJ Francis, also known as Top Dollar, has revealed that Vince McMahon initially wanted the group to get over on WWE SmackDown. Francis formed the faction alongside Ashanti Adnis, Brianna Brandy, and Isaiah Swerve Scott in May 2021. 5 months later, the 4-person group moved from NXT to SmackDown as part of the 2021 WWE Draft. Speaking on Casual Conversations, Francis said McMahon did not have any specific long-term ideas in mind for Hit Row on the Blue brand. "It was literally when I asked Vince, I said, 'What are the plans for?' He said, 'The plans are to get you guys over.' All right, cool, that's cool. I'm down with that. But to be like, 'You guys are working towards a feud with the New Day.' No, they didn't." Francis and Scott defeated Daniel Williams and Dustin Lawyer on the October 22, 2021 episode of SmackDown and Hit Row's only main roster match. Brandy received her release on November 4th. While the other 3 Hit Row members were let go by WWE on November 19th. Many past and present superstars have mentioned in media interviews how it is important to form a relationship with Vince McMahon. Due to his short amount of time on the SmackDown roster, AJ Francis added that he rarely spoke to the WWE chairman. To be honest, to say that I had a relationship with Vince would be a lie. I really only talked to him 3 times ever. All 3 times that I talked to him it went great. We had no problems. There wasn't really any issues. It was just he's running a billion-dollar corporation, so his time with people is limited. Francis presented and he showed WWE's Most Wanted Treasures before he debuted as an in-ring competitor in NXT. The former football player is contracted to host more episodes of the show, but he is not sure if he will be needed. The Fiend creates the Fiend. Bray Wyatt has reacted to an incorrect news bite about WWE's scrapped plans for him and a current female star. Bray Wyatt was let go by WWE last year in a surprise turn of events. Wyatt's on-screen association with Alexa Bliss ended shortly before his release when the latter betrayed him at WrestleMania 37. 2K22 is WWE's latest video game offering after the franchise's 2K20 game, which received heavy criticism from fans. A Nick storyline in the game's Female My Career mode was recently brought to fans' attention by a Reddit user. The angle would have seen current 24/7 champion Dana Brooke being possessed by the Fiend, Wyatt's alter ego, and turning into the Fiend. A pro wrestling news handle, WrestleTracker, shared a tweet about the news, but mistakenly made it look like the angle was planned in real life and not the video game. Wyatt noted the tweet and made it clear that the scrapped angle was for WWE 2K22 and not for WWE TV. Wyatt wrestled his final match at WrestleMania 37 against arch-rival Randy Orton. This was his second WrestleMania match against the Viper. Orton had previously defeated the former Fiend for the WWE title at the Showcase of the Immortals in 2017. Orton stood victorious this time around as well, courtesy of Bliss distraction. Wyatt is yet to return to in-ring action. It has been reported that he is working with his friend Jason Baker on a movie. It remains to be seen whether he will make a return to wrestling once his project is over. Alexa Bliss hasn't done anything of note ever since her on-screen alliance with Wyatt ended last year. She has only wrestled once in 2022, which was the Women's Elimination Chamber match in Saudi Arabia. Bliss seems as perplexed as her fans are over her absence from WWE TV if her latest tweets are any indication. As for the scrapped 2K22 storyline featuring Wyatt and Dana Brooke, it could have made for intriguing gameplay had it made the final version of the game. Do you think Bray Wyatt will return to a wrestling ring anytime soon? Let us know in the comments section below. Brock Lesnar racist. AEW's Thunder Rosa said WWE star Brock Lesnar mocked Mexican culture with his mariachi band segment during his feud with Eddie Guerrero, which hurt her. The AEW star is referring to an iconic segment in WWE from 2004 during Lesnar's feud with Guerrero for the world title. During the segment, the Beast Incarnate wore a sombrero hat and ordered a mariachi band to play Mexican music, which received huge boos from the crowd. While speaking on NBC Sports Boston's 10 Count, Thunder Rosa hit out at fans who criticized various aspects of her match with Britt Baker for the AEW Women's World Championship. Ahead of the match, a women's mariachi band played her to the ring, which was done by her to represent her culture properly. I can tell you, I read about me bringing the mariachi and I remember Brock Lesnar making fun of Eddie Guerrero with that. And that hurts because they were making fun of my culture before. And on Wednesday, I represented our culture properly, with honor and with respect. Because people were, oh, mariachi, fun. Like, let's make fun of Mexicans, said Thunder Rosa. She also categorically stated that women wrestlers are working very hard to change the perception of women's wrestling. One of Lesnar's last major feuds before he quit WWE in 2004 came against Eddie Guerrero, where the Beast Incarnate mocked the late superstar's addiction issues as well as his Mexican heritage. The two faced off for the world title at No Way Out in 2004, where Guerrero won his first and only world title in the company. Guerrero went on to hold the world title for over 130 days, losing it to JBL at the Great American